Wipe the tears as I grab my head. Can't believe it's been a year since I seen my friends. Hope and pray that one day we can meet again. I'm on edge every day, all I breathe is stress. Thinking back on the days that we shared my blessed. Now all I have are memories is the ease myself.
What's up, people?
Yeah, say hello to the people. Tell us, you know what? Tell us a little bit about Richie Riot and who he is, and then we'll get into how we met, because that's an interesting story. But I want people to know what the fuck is going on.
First of all, I need to know, is MacGyver Rick in the room?
No, MacGyver Rick is sleeping. He is.
Yeah, he's monumental in these interviews.
Yes, he is. That he is.
Damn, Richie Riot is Jesus. No, not Jesus.
No. But maybe Jesus. Maybe Jesus.
Singer, songwriter, artist.
Did you?
Music video producer.
This is motherfucker. Sorry, I had to say
entrepreneur, future philanthropist, brother, friend, humanitarian,
freedom fighter.
Former Black Panther.
Dance off master. You got the dancing shoes sometimes.
I'm actually a professional whistler. You should see my stuff.
Oh shit, that's right. That one competition in what was it? 2000.
Yeah, I'm actually also moonlight at Le Bears for the large edition.
For the big men's.
For the big men loving women.
Monumental men.
Monumental men. Women love big boys. Nah, man, I'm all around. I know how to do everything to do nothing. But no, singer, songwriter, artist. Just that's my life. Yeah.
How did you come about? You were born here in Miami, right?
Well, it's crazy. I was born in Miami. I moved all around.
You're a gypsy like myself, man. I've moved around.
Yeah, my heart's in Boston. But I've got to travel all over the world. I've had the pleasure to call a lot of places home. I'm a firm believer that home is where you hang your hat at. Miami's been my mother. A lot of influence, being Miami, just South Florida in general, being the new, how can I explain, the new gateway to all countries are coming to Miami, and being Hispanic, being Latin, from my parents' descent, Miami's been that humongous cultural pot. What New York was about 20, 30 years ago, Miami has become that.
Right.
Where there's more culture here. So Miami's where I lay, and my artistic side has developed in Miami, and the schools here in Miami.
And what kind of Latin are you? What descent?
Dude, I in the words of Ricky Martin, I am a race of many colors.
Well, tell me all the colors. People want to know, man.
But my mother and father who raised me are Cuban. My biological father's from Venezuela.
Get the fuck out of here. See, I didn't even know this, bro. Look at that.
Okay. Yeah. But I grew up with everyone. I grew up with the Dominicans, Puerto Ricans. Shit, I lived in a house of all musicians that were from all cultures. So I consider myself, and that's the one thing I feel, and I stress this out, all the islands and all the lands, I feel that there shouldn't be any cultural bounds. We're all Latinos, we're all Hispanic. So that's why I never talk about where my family's from or where I'm from, or I think we're all just one. When people ask me where I'm from, I just say planet Earth, man.
That's a good one. I like that one.
The world, we're all human beings. We all bleed red, and we we all need to consume, and we all need to procreate, and that's where we're at, man.
We all need to procreate. No, don't say that. Not everybody should procreate.
Not everyone should, but I think that's what we're we're made for that. We're made for that. So I think in all general terms, I mean, we all have the same thing. We all have an ambition to become successful or be wealthy, or whatever you're into in that aspect. We all want better for ourselves. We all so we're all the same.
Right.
You talk about things like just anything, like you talk about war, you talk about this. Everybody's fighting for what they believe in. So we all have some belief. We all have everything. So we all share a common ground. We just don't see it. I think at this point is. That's why I say I'm from Earth, man.
I like that.
Sometimes when I'm at Momo, I'm in planet whatever in the spaceship, but
well,
that's about it.
That's different. And what I say is that we're not really from Earth. We live here. We're just renting, motherfucker. But that's my thing.
We are.
That's my thing. You're from somewhere else. Where it is, I don't know, but it's definitely interesting on that planet, and I want to visit.
Absolutely, that astral plane somewhere.
Wherever, man. I can't wait till we make the right, how do I say, vehicle or flight machine to get there.
I enjoy this vehicle. I really do. I enjoy the vehicle I'm in right now.
I love it, man.
I feel that we all have we all look at like, fuck, what's the meaning of life? What's this? Dude, don't look for the meaning. Don't look for anything. Enjoy the process. I live by that. And a lot of people that are watching your show and this interview, if they study Kabbalism or they're yogis or whatever, they're gonna know that what enjoy the process means, and that's just you gotta understand the negative to enjoy the positive.
Yeah.
So while we're here, let's enjoy it. Let's make asses of ourselves. Let's make movements. Let's make noise. Let's make it count while we're here.
I like this. Let's make it monumental, man.
Let's make it monumental. I lived everywhere. I mean, I had a lot of time in the New England area. A lot of time. Because of family. I lived apart. There was a time I lived in LA. There was a time I lived in Chicago. My grandfather, my mom's dad.
Love Chicago, by the way. Shout out to Chicago.
Yeah, the shy.
And may you guys resolve.
I'm sure there's a lot of New Yorkers watching this too, but the Shy, man, pizza in the Shy is a shit. Greek food in the Shy is a shit. Greek food,
their Italian beef sandwiches, the dips, man.
Yeah. I had the privilege of traveling the world.
Recently you did, that's right.
Yeah, recently I did with my brother, our good friend.
Our very mutual friend.
Went on tour with Toque Queda. That was pretty cool.
Eddie Blasquez and Toque Queda.
Eddie Blasquez, shout out to Eddie Blasquez.
Shout out to Eddie, Revolver Media. Go try it. You might like it. You might get hooked. I'm gonna sip a little bit of this Trizzer for the Revolver Media movement.
Yeah, that's another.
We were talking about scissor yesterday. I'm sipping tea, so I'm calling it Trizzer.
I've been known to lean on some purple drink.
What do you feel about that? Real quick, I'm sorry, I just have to ask.
It's crazy. We all. I mean, if you look at the history of just drug in itself and alcohol. I mean, there's been stages of weird shit. Who cares?
Yeah, but this actually kills you, man. I mean, I understand overdosing, but...
You know what? Everything kills you. At the end of the day...
I like that. This is true.
I'm going to do a Little Wayne. Don't ask me what's in my cup.
Nice.
And you know what, man? I think the beautiful thing about life is we all make choices.
This is true.
Really. So, if a guy wants to overdose, that's his fault.
I like your style, man. Go for it. Do it twice. You sound like Uncle Dirty for a minute there.
Yeah, who am I to tell hey, don't do that. Now, if it's a friend or a family and I'm concerned, hey, man, you shouldn't do that. Let me tell you why. You educate him. But the next man, I care for the next man. I care for my brother. But this is why we're humans. This is, it's like we have the right to make our choices, and we would have to face our demons when we go to that next plane. I
want to say that You couldn't have put that better, man. You know, you can't stop anybody, obviously. And who are we to say, hey, man, you shouldn't be doing that? So,
Absolutely.
I'm just saying I don't co-sign it, but by all means, yeah, I don't do the smartest things.
I don't exactly. I don't co-sign on what you do, what you want to do, what your choices are.
Right.
But if that's your choice, man, I mean, and you believe in your choices with conviction, then go for it. Now, if it's something that you've been doing, whatever it is, and you've been doing it because it's a mental thing, then I would tell you get some help.
Right.
If it's because you're not strong enough to make your own choices, then I got you. You know, but if you cold-heartedly and full of conviction made that choice to do whatever, then you have to pay the consequences of it. You know, or enjoy the fruit of it. You know.
I like that. So New England, Cali, Shy. Where else have you lived?
South America.
Where in South America have you lived?
Dude, I've traveled. I've been to Peru.
You've been to Peru. So not live. I'm just trying to get the lived part. Where did
lived? No. I mean, crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, mostly in the States. You know, I did LA. I did the Shy. I did Boston. Actually, Lawrence. Shout out to my friends in Lawrence, Mass.
Yeah. One time for Boston too. That's where I was born.
Yeah, go Red Sox.
Shout out to the Red Sox. I was doing it.
But yeah, dude, I've been privileged. Not privileged in a way where there was a silver spoon in my mouth, but there were circumstances, and again, that comes with during the process. As I was a little kid, I moved around a lot because of health. A lot of doctors.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Stuff that I was born with, and nothing crazy, just health stuff. And my mom, worked really hard to get me all the best doctors for what I was born with, and that was solved. Not completely, but it was solved. I'm a healthy man now, so for that.
That's beautiful.
My aunt lived in LA, Atlanta. Got a shout out.
Wow, Atlanta.
I got a shout out to some fam in Connecticut.
That's where my daughter's at. Olivia, love you, baby.
Olivia's in
Hartford one time for Hartford.
Yeah, I've had literally the privilege to live and lay my head in a lot of cool places.
I didn't know some of these places, man. I'm very, very happy to find this out. It's Don't let my boys' good looks fool you. I mean, here I thought you lived in a bubble, bro.
it comes with age. I'm 32-year-old man, so there's some traveling under me.
Goddamn, man, you old as shit, bro. Give it up, man. So these are the places you lived, and this is obviously why you have so much flavor, bro. It makes so much sense. And
it does. It does, and I hear you. It does. It really does.
I see a guitar behind you, so obviously I'm going to ask the next general question. This music, which is part of who Richie Riot is.
It's actually my whole life right there, man, and you know it. We've been friends for a while now, and man, music has always been in my life. I mean, my mom. My dad noticed one day, I have pictures. I mean, Jesus, you'll find them on the internet. I received the actual scale miniature piano, and it banged away. And then here in South Florida, a piano. Me and my little brother Jay. Shout out to Jay and my two nephews. It was natural for me. Besides sports, as a male, especially sports dominating Miami in the 80s and 90s for kids, but I found a calmness. I found my calling to music, and it was crazy because my parent, nobody really was a musician in my family, but my uncle, and my uncle actually he lives in Puerto Rico now.
Wow, shout out to him.
But my uncle was the traveling musician, the gypsy, that crazy, my crazy uncle wasn't like everybody else's crazy uncle. My crazy uncle was the musician that traveled all over the world. And he played almost every single instrument. I mean, guitar, percussions. I mean, the list goes on.
Wow.
Obviously, his demons took him to another level, but he's had the privilege to play with a lot of the greats as a paid musician. A lot of people don't know that. Paid musician, and he played with a lot of the greats in the 60s and 70s, from Puerto Rico to New York to Philly. I mean, to all the big music affairs.
Wow.
I mean, he's played the Montreal Jazz Festival so many times.
That's actually badass, man.
But yeah, he was a badass. But you know, his drugs took over his life, and you know, if he's still alive, big shout out to him. But
yes,
he was always cool when he saw his nephews, and so came about 11 years old. After playing piano, I picked up a violin at a school I was at a magnet public school, and did that for a long time. It took me to the South Florida Youth Symphony. Did the South Florida Youth Symphony for many years before I turned 18. I ended up being second chair, first violin section. But through that process, I was able to introduce myself to a lot of instruments and learn that. So my beginning was classical music, really was. That's why I could appreciate all genres. And then being influenced, being the one of few Hispanic families in a predominantly black area of Miami, it was balancing for me to play classical music, from Handel to Mozart to Bach to everybody, and then go outside and play with my friends and listen to hip hop, and then me being who I am, I found grace in fucking rock and country. So there was a lot of that's I did pick up a lot of swag because of all the places I've been to and how I grew up. That's why I have an understanding for being open-minded to everything, and I really do think music for that, because I realized I grew up where the Caucasian kids were listening to Nirvana and shit, fuck the Green Day when they first came out, and everybody was so into that, and then all the blacks and Hispanic were listening to that. Hip hop and R&B, and I was a kid walking around a public school saying, "Hey, but we should like it all," And then like all Hispanic families, you have your grandma in the house, and grandma would be my grandmother. I mean, I miss that woman. I remember her singing in the house, singing old school, traditional Cuban music. And then I grew up to my mom. I remember my mom when I was a kid. She had a Firebird Trans Am, and she would be bumping to freestyle.
Nice, I love that.
So it was wow. And then Spanish music, of course, because she's Hispanic. But it was very.
It was tough because, like you said, everybody was clicked up, like genre-wise.
Everybody was clicked up, and
it's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time in this world for a person such as yourself or myself to like. We like everything, and literally before.
That was one of our conversations in the studio recently when I visited Momo headquarters. Was I enjoy watching. I really do enjoy watching a black kid fucking skateboarding and listening to rock. And I enjoy watching a skinny white girl freaking twerking to I'm cool.
Shout out to the twerkers. No, I was shouting out the twerkers, man. I agree. I think it's phenomenal that we can all share these things. This is what migration should have made, and going and sharing people's foods and discovering these new things. This is all part of that. So
and music really, for me at least, has really done that for me. To really introduce letting go of being so cliquey in certain things. And then my dad, I don't want to say my stepdad, but my dad. This is the man that raised me. I respect this man, and I've always watched him. I've always watched him how he does things, and I grew up in a family where there was never racist comments. There was never like, oh, look at that one. No, it was just people are people, man. We mind our business. Everybody loved my mom. Everybody in the neighborhood loved my dad, my grandmother. So it was different for me. It really was. But yeah, that's how my music is all influenced by the way I was brought up. Music was crazy. So it's funny, not being a non-genre label guy. It was the Latin market since I was small, and then as I was getting into my pre-adulthood, I met up with one of the greatest, singer-songwriter producers from Dominican Republic, besides Wally Guerra. His name was Roy Tabaret. I lived close to him. A friend of mine introduced me to him, and I ended up working in a studio. And literally, stuff that I would never really talk about because people are like, oh, you're such a normal guy and you've worked with these people. But again, being the apprentice, and just being the guy working there, tune this guitar, do this, do that. There's so many artists and even famous people I've worked with because of that. So I was able to learn at a young age not only the music process, but business, the do's and do not. And that's why I've been taking my time creating a solo project, because I didn't want to do it on ambition. I wanted to do it the right way. But Roy Tabaret, I learned a lot from that guy, and then everybody that came to that studio. I met my best friend, my brother, my soulmate, my main dude, through Roy Tabaret, and I worked on his album, and much love to his success, man. He just recently got signed to one of the biggest labels in Miami, and he's been, but before getting signed, he's been touring all of the world and selling, albums, tracks.
What label is that? What label? Are you able to say it?
I don't want to say. I don't want to put his business out there.
That's what I was saying. Are you able to say? You're right. Maybe we should keep it under wraps because that's not for us to say. Hopefully
that's not for us to say, darling. If you didn't understand it, then you don't.
Then it's just over the head. Yeah. But so this is where you met him.
I was able to work with I did a reading mix for Tu Boca, Grammy-winning song. I was able to work with Rosalind Sanchez on her first and only album, where she did tracks with almost everybody. We did a lot of tracking and music for Son de Cali, the three guys that left Grupo Nietzsche.
Look at that.
We were able to, I had the privilege to work with part of the band of the Cuatro Cuarentas with Wally Guerra. I was able to work with a lot of friends of mine, James the Barber from DLG. Shout out to my boy, Henry Miguel. The list goes on. And then I made a lot of great friendships from this. So I'm in the Latin market. I would be everybody's friend, or everybody knows who I am, but I'm the guy that hasn't done anything yet because I've been doing it nice and slowly.
This is not an uncommon thing. This is many of us.
Oh yeah. We met through this industry.
Look at this. Yes, exactly right.
Yeah. So I've met people on my way, but I've always kept a healthy friendship and relationship versus of a business venture. you know, and I'm not going to sit here and say I have the best life in the world. I have the best life for me. You know, I've had my ups and downs, and I'm a very humble guy. So, you know, I would never call, hey man, I need a track. I've always done it on my own. So, after I left the Bayaibe Studios, I concentrated on artist development for me, deciding which genre I wanted to come from, because I was singing at the moment. I was singing with an R&B group based out of Miami, and we were all Hispanic. There was some local success with a couple of national spots. You know, music video was there. It spun for a little bit. Then, you know, another thing that just was under my belt. I helped a lot of local bands with their stuff and their writing. I found a niche in writing for people. Then you know, like every typical fucking, you know, musician, actor, artist, I got into, you know, the bar business. Bar business took me into upper scale stuff, and I was doing that, made money, and then, but music was still there. I was still working with a lot of, then it came from local bands to a lot of the DJs I was meeting as I was in the circuit, the East Coast circuit from I mean, the classic Webster Hall, doing a lot of stuff for them, and then all the way down to Miami. Then, you know, that got me into that side of music, the electronic music, that I was, you know, just randomly, just like, hey Rich, you know, up and coming DJs, hey Rich, can you lend me your voice for this? And I'd go in there, and I'd be like, cool, yeah. So I kind of made friendships with every genre that it's really influenced me.
And rightfully so. I mean, you've loved every genre anyway.
Oh,
so
yeah, absolutely.
Makes sense.
As going on, I mean, again, 32 years is still young, but then it's still a little bit experience and season. You know, I kept my friendship with the lead singer of Toque de Queda, and I lived with them, and I got a bad deal with someone I'll never say. That was it for my music career for that portion of my life. I decided, I stroked my ego at, I want to say I was back in Miami. I was living out of the country, don't want to say why or where. But stroked my ego for a little while, and I put a band together. I put Post Riot together.
Post Riot, right?
Post Riot. I selected some of the coolest up-and-coming musicians in Miami. Recorded about 3 to 4 tracks with one of the most amazing songwriters and producers in Miami, who has, you know, a couple Grammys, works. Fernando Perdomo, did a couple tracks with him. Got away from that for a little bit. Adulthood called, and then I just kept doing stuff for Revolver Media, man. And we did a lot of music videos for a lot of known artists, a lot of known musicians, and then unknown people coming up, people that were driving, that had the drive to do it on their own. And then I worked immensely with after that. You know, and years go by, I stayed with Toque de Queda, helped them on their stuff, but then it worked on me, and now music has resurfaced again, and we're working with Momo. Richie Riot brand, and artist is working with Momo, and I guess I'll interview you now, and we'll talk about our new single we recorded. Shout out to Bambo.
Shout out to Bambo, definitely. Helping us on this venture here with the collaboration that was supposed to come a while back anyhow, but
it was this song has been long overdue. But the reason why I take my time, you see, people have the need to make music because they want to make money. This is the main reason. This is the main interest for a lot of musicians. But then you get musicians that are very selective because they want not only yes, I would like to make money one day off of this, and would I mind making this my job the rest of my life and going on stage? Absolutely. But the main thing about it all is you want to make something that maybe 5 people heard or 5 million people heard, but it changes your life. For me, music, as cliche as it sounds, it is the soundtrack to our lives. When you're upset, you put a certain song on. When you're happy, you put a certain sound on. So, why haven't we did a song in forever? Well, I was looking for the right moment, the right opportunity, the feeling has to be right. It has to be like, you know what, boom, just like the reason why our new single that we worked on recently.
It's actually, there's a story behind it, so I agree.
Yeah.
It wasn't that we just said, hey, let's make a hit single or something.
Make a song.
Right.
No, there's a story, there's a meaning, there's a process, let's do it. And, you look at a lot of the greats, there's a reason why they were writing music. Right. There's a reason. It wasn't they were singing and a songwriter came up.
To say, here, sing this, it's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
A lot of these are somebody or something happened. They're going through something.
Yeah, I want. It has to be correct. It has to be right. It has to be meaningful.
You're one of those people that are constantly looking for something fresh, something new, something unheard of.
For fresh.
Right.
And right now, I've been jamming to this band, and I'm jamming to another act, the Party Next Door. Phenomenal. If you haven't checked them out, check them out.
Phenom.
A band that just recently got signed just put their EP. They're actually on pre-sale. They're called X Ambassador.
The letter X. X Ambassadors. Yes, amazing band, amazing sound.
Amazing sound. They got discovered by Imagine Dragon, who I was listening to Imagine Dragon before anybody, before their thing. So X Ambassador, I've been jamming to a lot of their songs. Rotation on this is the love song, drug song. The vibe of almost folklore rock mixed with urban hip hop. So love song, drug song is constantly on my playlist.
Daily. Let's say daily at least, right?
No, every 5 minutes I might do it. Fuck that.
Told X Ambassadors.
Hey girl, stay over, smelling like Jack and D and Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that shit is badass, man.
So going back to how we ended up recording the song, we ended up listening to Unsteady, and Unsteady hit me so hard because it's about not wanting to lose your only family, your main family, your parents.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have my parents in my life, and I love them both. Shout out to mom and dad.
Shout out to them. Very great people. I've been blessed to meet them, man. Great people.
And my biggest turmoil was losing my grandma. And that's when everything changed for me. That's when I'm like, all right, do I still follow my dream of being a musician, or do I become an adult? And I did the cookie cutter thing, had the 6-figure job. I partied with the best of them. I did all things. And that was just because it's like, all right, I need to be an adult. And then I realized, wait, I'm happy. So the hands point right. But then, again, this song is about losing your family. And then I guess I'll speak about why I chose to remake that song for you. For people that didn't know about your parents, you losing your parents, and your struggle and inspiration, and they've been your inspiration and driving force for Monumental Movement, and you doing it. And I heard the song, and I'm laying in my bed. I shit you not. I'm laying in my bed, I'm listening to the song. I'm like, I think this is if there's a song that I want to do with my friend Joe. For y'all people that don't know, I haven't been paying attention. Joe is an amazing fucking MC.
Nah, man. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
And I felt that it was kosher. I felt like it was home. I felt like it was meaningful. and I think Unsteady was the song that, if I had to remake a song hip hop style, and me singing the chorus with a rapper, to the extent of like Eminem and Rihanna doing "Love the Way You Lie," I said this would be the song "Unsteady" by X Ambassador, and I listened to it over and over. I stopped listening to the Love Song, Drug Song, and I kept listening to the song over and over, and I started mapping it out, like how would Joe fit in the song? Like how would I map it out production-wise? I shot it over to you, and then we called Bambo, and I told Bambo, and I was there recording, and that was the end of that. And we're working really hard on productions on it, and Bambo's going to be doing some craziness on it. And I think we kept the essence and the purity of why we were covering the song.
Definitely.
It wasn't a make-believe story. Like, this is something there. So again, I'm not a big fan of covers. You have to do the cover justice, but I am a big fan of people that can remake a sound. So I want a big shout out to Dre and M and that whole crew for covering Sia's "Love the Way You Lie," because that was fucking hotness. And
it came out nice. Yeah, it came out really nice.
It was hotness. So
shout out to Dre for always doing his damn thing, man. And congratulations on selling them damn Beats headphones. That was the greatest magician play ever. Like, hey, bye.
I know. I don't know Dr. Dre, but he can shoot me some of that money. But anyways,
I will take a pair if you don't have the money. I mean, I'm just saying.
But so that
I do have the head for headphones, if you know what I'm saying.
So that came about, and now we're this is what Monumental Movement's really about. If people watching this interview, whoever watched it, it's about a hub for everything and anything that has to do with life, art, and stuff. So it made sense to do the song because the song is meaningful. It's a compliment to X Ambassador for writing such an amazing hook, verse.
How long ago did you discover this track? I'm curious.
I've been listening to that actual song because the EP's not released yet. It should be releasing today's Tuesday. Actually, today, I've been listening to the song for a good month before I presented it to you. Yeah,
I'm very interested because I know it's new. I know this whole band is new. They haven't really broken yet, even though they're broken in.
They're on the breakthrough right now.
They are really, literally on the edge. I didn't realize how new this sound was, And again, shout out to Richie Riot for just always searching high and low for the not norm. This is exactly why I feel you're a monumental person and why I wanted to interview you. Not just for the track, but I mean, I think that's what you definitely bring to the table.
I think now at this point in music, I think we've all got to, we all talked about, radio's garbage. So is Siri. So, I mean, again, no disrespect to anybody, but we're playing the constant same thing, and we're not giving, and that's the whole point of my Miami scene and Monumental Movement, and and a lot of cities all over this fucking world. A lot of us are not paying attention to the local acts, and I get a lot of people, well, local acts are not working hard enough. Listen, I know a bunch of people that fucking put in a shitload of money in themselves and their equipment and their stage works and their writing and their studio, and I know a lot of people that they spend a lot of money just go to play at South by Southwest or just so they could be here. So
just part of the local scene, and really the problem is the local support ain't there. It's not there.
It's really not, because I remember back when I was younger, and one of my first bands, when I was with them, and we did all the local scenes in Miami, from Churchill's to everywhere.
Yeah. Back when there was a circuit to run.
Back then. I remember opening up for freaking That's For Professionals at Revolution.
Wow. Wow. Which Revolution is still around and doing pretty well as a venue. Yeah, as a venue.
I remember all the real like Florida bands. I remember Taproot, Glass Jaw. I mean, the list goes on of all the bands. And then, but I've always kept really quiet because then when I saw how a lot of people, just even a lot of the local fucking musicians, I shout out to all of my friends. Shout out to, as I said, Postcards. You know, those bands are cool. Right. There was just a lot of bands that were just like, they were okay with being like local heroes and not really pushing that Miami has a sound. You know, there's a lot of great acts out here, man. I mean, you know, Fernando Perdomo's Dreaming with Stereo. I mean, fuck, you have DC3, Vic Kingsley. You have all these guys from Miami. Shit, you have Palo, you have Sonolo Sound System, and even Spanish acts. I mean, Toque de Queda, Ronald Rip, amazing singer. You have his crew. You have a lot of people in Miami, just in all genres. I mean, hip hop. I mean, I know a couple other MCs. Shout out to my boys that are watching this, but you know, there's just. The problem is us. The problem is the actual people. Wow. We'd rather just, it's easier for us to listen to what's in, what media is feeding us what's in, versus of creating the trend. Of creating and going to see our local DJs and say, yo, no, fuck your DJ. This DJ is a shit. Or, you know, or you know, fuck your mainstream band. This band is better. Right. I heard the band and I enjoyed it immensely. Yeah. And the fact that they were just brand new in the mainstream world. I mean, still brand new. A lot of people were talking about this band. A lot of people don't even know who they are. There's
a lot of people will be like, "Who the fuck?" on this video, particularly.
Next,
I would imagine.
The next month, you know. So, and then. The reason why finally I was looking at Jay-Z did a song with them called Jungle, and I was like, all right, I need to find out who this band is because I like the sound. I like the fact that this sound had kind of like an 808 thump to it, and then this raspy voice with the other singer that was featured on the song, Jamie, and another phenom musician. Wow. And then, you know, comes from that Tennessee, you know, sound like Hugo. So, instantly got into the band and got into bands like that. And it's really, I feel like that was it. I liked it. So, I challenge people to use your social media to find cool new things.
I like that.
See what doesn't have a lot of clicks, but maybe it's worth your while. Maybe have good stuff.
Maybe we'll do a segment like that, you know, finding good shit with Richie, you know, or something like Monumental Finds with Richie. I think I would like to highlight that, bro. I really would.
It's great, man. I think it's great.
Nice.
I mean,
so that's something that I would definitely like to talk to you later on about. But again, so this track moved you, and when you presented it to me.
Your reaction to it was classic. You said, dude, I literally cried. That's the effect I wanted.
The track literally, and I'm not even kidding, and this is not at the end of the track when I thought about it. As this track is playing, it really brought tears and plenty of emotion, and the track spoke to me automatically, so...
Sorry, and thank you at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. And fuck you and thank you at the same time.
And you're welcome, too. I felt the song had meaning. The way that we mapped it out was great.
Yeah. Powerful song, man.
It is.
By the way, again, songs don't do that. They just, to me, I would say, because again, there hasn't been an event. Not anymore. Yeah. When I was maybe very watching Aladdin, I think Aladdin and maybe Sleeping Beauty. But no, but I mean, of course, certain things have moved me, but I'm just saying, like this, because of the chain of events, me losing my two parents at almost the same time, months apart, last year, I've been going through a lot myself, just crazy emotions. So, I'm sure you didn't have any clue exactly what this track would do to me, but you were definitely adamant about me hearing it and saying, man, this is it. You got to listen to it. This is your track.
I'll tell you this much. I knew it was going to affect you.
Yeah.
And that was the wow effect, because I want to be able to, again, I'm very selective of what I do, not only because I'm boosting my ego, but it's because I'm very insecure.
All right. You're an artist, man.
I'm an artist, so I'm extremely insecure, and I want to make sure that if I do something, that maybe it's not the best work, but it touches someone. Yeah. And a lot of people have gone through what you went through. That's why I picked the song and said, this is the song I will cover or remake in a hip-hop version with me singing that style, my style, because it would fit and it would touch people. And that's the thing about, I think that's the thing about being a taster maker and a melody maker and a singer and a writer and an MC and a drum programmer or a drummer, whatever it is in music, whatever it is in arts, period, or whatever is in your flicks, is selecting things that can possibly move someone. Listen, if it was for me, honestly, if it was just for music, I would have went and fucking recorded a reggaeton album, give it to my best friend, and
make the ladies dance.
Like I would make bitches work. That's
we love the ladies.
Yeah,
just in case you want to send some twerk videos. Send them on.
I'm not trying to make myself like I'm the I want to make people feel things. I'm just saying it's got to be worth my while, because my insecurity. When I go to record it, I'm like, am I doing this right? You know what I mean? So it's more about, is it worth my while? It's not about, again, I would love to make money off of music, but then I don't really care. And then it's not that I'm trying to touch people, but then I would love to touch people. And,
you want to touch people, man.
So
I'm just messing with you, bro. Yes, I know what you mean.
So it kind of like, what the fuck am I doing? I have no idea.
Right. I gotta tell you, man, as much as you didn't have a direct idea where this was going, I think this was perfect. I was very honored that you found a track like that, and instantly you saw it. You saw the vision, and the vision was there. And what did I do? I called you back, or I texted you, I think, as I'm listening, and it's literally as I'm listening to this track. He's like, no, you gotta go listen to it now. I'm like, okay, man, usual Richie and his badass, firm fucking personality. He's like, yo, motherfucker, go do it right now, right? And I'm like, man, whatever. I did it though. I went and listened to it right away, and again, instant emotions everywhere, and man, even writing to this track has me in tears. And it's very tough. It's a very tough thing, but I think you stated something very important, and you're right. This has to be done therapeutic-wise for myself, man. It's been very good.
And I told you that in our phone call. It's gotta be you venting to the world, and you're maybe helping someone to this child.
And that's really what it is. It's one of those things.
Of course, I'm gonna tell you to fucking listen to it. I'm a man of little words. If when I say something and you gotta do it, then you do it. You know what I mean? And that's how I was spent music myself. Like, if someone's recommending something to you, take that recommendation and see what it's about. But anyways, so to everybody watching the show,
that means you over there.
That means you.
And me.
Yes, you.
And you.
The single will be dropping soon. Really soon. We already released. We'll be posting snippets on it.
Yep.
You'll see a couple videos and stuff.
My YouTube has one of the snippets. It has a few bars that I've laid down, and I've gotten a great response so far on it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So we'll be letting everybody know soon. Release dates on iTunes, and shortly we'll be filming a music video for the single. So
I think that'll be the connecting last piece to make it. Again, this could help somebody for their day, for their year, for their life. Again, up until now, I've been connecting with a lot of people, even on Facebook and Twitter and stuff, that you just didn't know. It's so relevant that a lot of people have lost a lot of loved ones along the way, and they're in pain every day. And that's just the reality. And this is why.
That's the one thing. At the end of the day, the one thing that the one debt that all man pays is death. So yeah. So and I think it's a great introduction to us working together.
Right.
You know, you and your project and my project.
Right.
I found my hub for my project, my solo project. So you know, everybody watching Monumental Movement, you know, keep following. You know, you're gonna hear a lot of new stuff coming from me and a lot of stuff coming from JOE.
And Richie, by the way, is just a great person to follow, period. He has a lot of information. He's always posting great things. But the funny thing is that we've worked together so many years now on so many other projects, and here we are finally working together.
Yeah,
so it's a blessing, and I'm honored.
Yeah, I'm happy. We'll be
very happy.
Shortly recording my solo album at Momo's.
Exactly, man.
We were talking about this months ago. It's like I look at my catalog of the stuff I've written that I have, and I'm like, okay, I'll hold that. I'll put that to the side. It's funny how everything, even older stuff that I have hiding, you know, in pre-recording stuff, and it's hiding, or it's just I have stashed it away. I even forgot.
Wow.
It's funny how when you start listening to it, it's like, wait, you know what? I wrote that like about 10 years ago. That shit fits in now.
It really does. It really does.
It fits in. You could find the right producer for the shit. So it's crazy. Like I was watching an interview. One of my favorite all around musician, like singer, songwriter, fucking badass. I was looking at a Prince interview, and he was talking about how his catalog of music and songs that he's written, it's humongous. Wow. And there's some stuff that he really liked that he wrote, and he forgot he wrote it. So when he just, like, he has writer's block or whatever, he'll just flip through his catalog and go, hey, hold on, I remember this. Or he'll click, hey, I remember this. He was even saying how he still has tapes, not cassette tapes, but actual rolling tapes.
Wow.
You know, before digital recording of his stuff, that just ideas.
That is just beautiful.
So it's insane. It's insane.
Shout out to Prince, man. Matter of fact, shout out to Richie Riot for putting me on the game on the Purple Rain album and how it actually got recorded.
Oh, the Purple Rain song. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I was definitely taken away by that. I didn't know.
Purple Rain, such an amazing song, and it was completely recorded live with a couple of takeouts and depths. So that was pretty cool.
Yes.
Just I've had the privilege to not have boundaries to what I do and when I do it and how I do it and when I do with who I do it, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's a monumental verse right there.
You know, but you know, I just I like having my hands in everything I can. I don't sleep. You know,
talk about it.
I really try to have my hands on everything. So that's basically it, man. That's where we're at with that. So
that's beautiful, man.
It's like my uncle always said, you know everything, but you know nothing.
Well, that's all of us, man. That's all of us.
You know everything, but you know nothing.
I already know what makes you, but what do you feel makes you monumental, man?
You know what you feel monumental? That I'm not monumental. See, we all want to be greatness.
All right.
But if you think greatness and you think you're great without acting, without doing and performing greatness, you're not greatness. I try to do everything I do in my life with purpose. And you know, the word monumental is very specific. It's something that will stick. It's a monument. It's something that you're doing, something important. And you know, every daily act has some type of importance. Yeah. I believe in the ripple effect in water. You know, you throw a pebble, that little pebble could do a lot of chaos.
Ooh, yes.
But that little pebble could do a lot of amazing things. So in actuality, I don't think I'm monumental, but my acts are monumental. So what I do, you know, it's funny. Like, you know, I'm at an okay stage of my life. I'm not where I was back in the day. But I do things without bragging about it that I'll never brag about it, even on the show or whatever. And you and I know, I mean, even with our connection with Eddie, my brother, I mean, we've done so many things just to give.
Helping the homeless. I mean, you are monumental as much as you don't want to admit that. And
a person is only what he is by his actions.
This is true.
So
Which
I would never say I'm monumental. I just let my actions speak.
I like that. I like that. Now I take it back and tell you why I feel you're monumental, and why I feel he's monumental is because I've seen this man constantly giving, always passionate about other people's interests. Also, not just because Richie wants to do that. No. I've seen him on everybody's project, putting in 100%, making sure things get done. He's another Mr. Make It Happen. And going far and beyond the friend
that Mr. Make It Happen. I'm Mr. Make Shit Happen.
You make shit happen. He does.
I make shit happen.
The way you give back is just monumental. Your personality is monumental. Your artistry is monumental. I feel you're just a monumental person all around, and I'm honored to know you and have been blessed by your friendship, man. All along this way, all these years, man. Thank you. So.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you've done in the past. Shit, you've helped me in my old store. You've helped me with a lot of projects, and you know, I think this is what Monumental Movement's about, and people are really gonna understand what it's about, and you know, they're gonna see us in our fetus position, and then they're gonna see us into our grown man
full
position.
Beast. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, again, I mean, this is the beginning, and I can't wait till we release the song and people hear what it is. And I want to say to everybody, please stay, you know, listen, go onto the site, look at the stuff, read the articles, you know.
Plenty of stuff.
Also, if you want to make a difference, really look at what's going on around you. Please look at, you know, if you go on Eddie Blasquez, Homeless in Miami, you'll see me enjoying them. And all of our other friends, you can make a difference in every way.
He renamed it to the Human Project. I have a couple of those videos on the Monumental site, but if you just look up Homeless in Miami or the Human Project in Miami, you will find Eddie Blasquez, the Revolver Media, and plenty of videos. I'm talking about not just here in the States. You guys have gone and fed people in other countries.
We did homeless in Miami and Madrid.
Yes,
that's right.
Madrid. I mean,
we were on tour.
Very, very monumental. This is not something that we just did by accident. This is something we reoccurringly do, and everybody should give back. Not just that way, any way that you can.
It's funny how Eddie's Homeless in Miami created a buzz where there's a lot of people now because of Eddie's videos. A lot of people, there's a trend now of people doing the same thing. So basically, our videos that we worked with him in his project has really started. People are starting to do what we originally did. So it's pretty cool to see that that Eddie and his friends and us. His family has started that trend, so a big shout out to Eddie Blasquez, my brother.
Yes, big shout out, Revolver Media,
with the Human Project, and again, big shout out to you and Momo.
Thank you, bro.
And big shout out to whoever really cares, man.
That is true. That is true. There is some support out there. We do appreciate that. So, and thank you, man. Shout out to Richie Riot,
Thank you.
Riot Music. Be on the lookout, man. This cat is one of those sleepers that you just don't know. When he pops up, it's going to be a problem. There's going to be a lot of wet panties around the fucking world. And that's all right, man. That's okay. It's not a problem. So by all means, thank you, my brother.
Thank you so very much, man.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us on these...
Mad love to all the watchers and listeners, man.
Mad love. Monumentaries. This is episode number 2. Mr. Richie Riot, I am Joe, none other. And we're out. Momo for life.